nonviolence here. What are the prospects of massive nonviolent resistance within Bahrain, such as the stay-at-home movement? Street protests are not working. It's putting people in greater jeopardy. I thought I had read last summer that there was a stay-at-home movement where people were refusing to work. The bankers wouldn't bank, the trains wouldn't run, the teachers wouldn't teach. Yeah. And actually, I want to challenge the good woman from Human Rights First that far greater numbers of revolutions have been nonviolent in the history of the world, but we never taught that in our textbooks. So what are the prospects for massive nonviolent resistance within Bahrain, number one? Number two, I'd like to turn the lens on ourselves and say that we have tremendous leverage here. Maybe tremendous is a little bit overblown. But we have some influence because the Khalifi family are alumni here and help fund this building. So what pressure can we put as faculty and students on the ruling family to relinquish their power? And number three, what would be the next generation of leaders to take the reins when the ruling family has to step down? Because it's coming, it's inevitable. So would there be a new generation of leaders like yourself, who's so courageous, Matar? Thank you for your courage. Prepared to step up to the plate so that we're ready in ways that we weren't in the other nonviolent revolutions recently in the Middle East. So I want to talk about where can we put pressure to bear. I want to recruit all these good people to join the struggle, and I want to hear what is the health of nonviolent resistance within the society, if that's even a possibility. Thank you all for your excellent remarks. They were brilliant, and thank you for your stick-to-itiveness on this issue.
Maybe one last question? Yes.
He has a speech disability.
Here. Me, what's that?
This is Winston. He has aphasia, so he has a speech disability.
Because of his extensive business dealings there, Winston was a personal friend of the royal family in Bahrain. In 2008, he lent a large sum of money to a member of the royal family in connection with establishing an auto dealership. Although the loan was supposed to be paid off by the end of 2009, the borrower failed to do so. Winston traveled to meet with the borrower in Bahrain in 2011 to discuss the situation. The meeting didn't go well. The borrower denied responsibility for paying the loan and Winston was upset by his attitude. Winston reached down under the table, pulled off his shoe and threw it at the borrower. Pandemonium broke loose and Winston was angrily escorted out of the house and almost jailed. After all, it is a crime in Bahrain to insult a member of the royal family. He was detained for a short while and then released and left the country a few weeks later when he returned to his home in rural Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C. Winston was still upset by his treatment in Bahrain. He was determined to do something about it. Winston heard about an upcoming protest at the White House and decided to participate. Although Winston supported the objectives of the protest, his primary purpose was to express his anger at the president for his support of the Bahraini government. Since his return, Winston had learned more about the political situation in Bahrain and the terrible repression of the Shiite majority by the Sunni minority. Ahmed al-Khalifa shoot that pit a Muslim Sunni royal family. I threw my shoe at Ahmed al-Khalifa. It was a chaos after that. The family was mad. They jumped at me and tried to have me arrested and put me in jail. However, not only was Ahmed not mad, he stayed calm and started to have a nice conversation with me.
Okay. Unbelievable, because military, you know? Military, it's like unbelievable.
Okay, thank you very much. I wanted to actually give the panel a chance to respond. There's a few questions here.
I think when we look at the question that you asked about active work to do that. And if you look at the initial movement that started the protests, it contained both Sunni and Shia. If you look at the parties that later joined the protest, it contained both leftist parties that contained Sunni and Shia, as well as the mainstream Islamist Shia, and so I think definitely that is there on the ground. I think, like I said, that a lot of the tactics that have been used in the course of the protests, though, by the